If you're part of the marketing, sales, design, any other team in your company that's not the software development team, but you've been interested in learning how to use Jira, then make sure you pay attention to this video because in this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the changes, some of the features and capabilities that Atlassian, the makers of Jira, have been making to make Jira a tool that is not only just more accessible to more teams, but it's just more intuitive and easy to use. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's jump into how can teams outside the devs, how can those teams benefit and use the power of Jira to make their lives easier? So we're going to be taking a look at this Tips for All Teams. This is part of Atlassian's new series called Tips for All Teams, where over the next few months, the Atlassian team will start sharing posts spotlighting different use cases along with how Jira can support them. And I really, really like where Atlassian is going with this because for so many years, the last 20 years, Jira has been the de facto tool for developers, but Jira is such a different tool today. And Atlassian is going to great lengths to really encompass this whole system of work where not just your technical and dev teams are in Jira, but all your teams are using the tool to communicate and collaborate and get things done. And so let me show you one of the use cases that Atlassian is highlighting in this Tips for All Teams. And so great teams don't just focus on getting work done, they support other teams. And so beyond setting goals and executing projects, teams of all kinds are responsible for managing requests from other fellow teams, whether it's product asking marketing support in a feature launch, engineering seeking budget approval from finance, HR seeking legal counsel for a legal contract, and so much more. It's all integral to building relationships and collaboration. When teams have each other's backs, the whole organization wins. And this, my friends, is the essence of that system of work. And so to help your team better handle requests from other fellow teams, let's take a closer look at how Jira can help you receive, manage, assign, and complete work requests. And we're going to go over some tips here, and I'm going to link this down below so you can have it. But essentially, what we're going to start off with is I'm going to show you how to create a Jira project, how to create a form, and then how to build a very simple custom workflow for that form, and then how it integrates with the rest of your team so that you can have like approvals or you can have automation based on very specific use cases. And so let's jump into Jira and I'm going to show you how easy it is to build all of this. So for a full disclosure, in order for this world to work, you have to make a decision. There's two types of projects that you can use in Jira. One is called a company managed project. And for those types of projects, you need a full-fledged administrator. You need somebody that knows Jira really, 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 really well to make this happen. But then there's an easy mode. There's a very, very easy to configure mode called team managed projects. And in these team managed projects, they're self-governed. Anybody with any kind of skills can essentially create and modify Jira to a certain degree, but they can do it nonetheless. Now, this is where most companies hit a crossroad because right now, as of this recording, team managed projects are still very limited. And to get the full feature set of the Atlassian tool, specifically Jira, you want to be in a company managed project. But you're hit with the dilemma because these company ones do require you to have elevated admin access and they require you to know what the heck you're doing. Because if you don't know what the heck you're doing, then you're going to have a very less than ideal experience when setting up and configuring the Jira tools. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to actually do this in a team managed project because that's how Atlassian intends for it to be. But I want you to know that if you go down this route, it's not scalable, at least not yet, and at least not today. So you want to keep that in mind that if we're going to do this the easy mode, you should expect limitations and some sort of handicaps because ultimately company is where you want to be at. Now let's go back into Jira and continue down this path. And so the first thing we're going to want to do is create a project. And because this is a team managed project, by default, your teams are allowed to create team managed projects unless your Jira admin turned that off, which in general, when I coach my teams, I always tell them to turn that thing off. And so what you're going to want next is a work management template. And I'm just going to start with a blank template, although keep in mind that there are many, many templates that are available for marketing, human resources, finances, design, personal, whatever type of team you are, there's probably some sort of a template for you. But I'm going to start with just a blank project. Again, pick whatever you want. And so this is going to be my marketing campaigns. Right? And this is going to be my project where I essentially have a form where somebody can submit a request to do some sort of a campaign. And I don't think I spelled campaign correct, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it. The next thing here is I clicked on the show more. And what this essentially does is it allows us to pick that project type. And this is where you pick between that team and company that I was just describing. And so we're going to go with team, even though, again, I never make team managed projects. But to keep things simple for you all, we're going with team. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see the company managed version of this so you can see what this looks like in hard mode. All right, your key is your unique identifier. This is what you're going to be using in your everyday language. So pick something that makes sense here. You want letters that roll off the tip of your tongue. You don't want to do like RRR because then you're going to be saying RRR-3 a lot. And so MAR3, MAR5, MAR10, that makes a lot more sense. After that, we pick our access. Is this going to be private? So as in invite only. If I don't add you to my project, you don't get to see it. Is it limited where anybody in your company can see it, read only, but only the people that I add explicitly to the project can actually do something, like they can create work? Or is it open, right? I don't care. Anybody can delete, anybody can add, anybody can see the work, anybody can create more work, anybody can edit the work. And so that's going to be what the differences are. So I'm going to leave it open for now, and then you can invite your team if you want to, but I'm just going to click on create project now. All right, so once your project is created, the first thing we want to do is create a form. And so in order to create the form, you actually need to stop and think about this for 1 second, because you don't just want to create a form. A form is going to be a great way for you to share a link. So this is the benefit of the form, that you can share a link to your team. They can bookmark it, they can save it. And then when they click on that link, they're going to be prompted to basically submit a request that then goes to your team. But the problem is, out of the box, you're greeted with just a few fields, and you might need additional data that's not the summary, aka title, or the description, or maybe even the priority or start date. So if you want anything new, you want to make sure you first create a new field. And so, for example, maybe I want to know, I want a drop down with the campaign type. And then I can hit the create button here. And then I'm going to be prompted to basically give it values, because having a campaign type of the type dropdown requires you to have some sort of values. So are we doing a TikTok, right? Are we doing a YouTube? Are we doing a LinkedIn, right? You get to pick what you want to do here. And so once you have that, that field will be saved. It's now available, and you can see that it's now here. And so I simply can just drag and drop it over here. Folks can put in attachments. If you want to make something required, you just click into it, and there's a required button right here. And you can do that with the other fields as well. You can create as many fields you want, but believe in the KISS principle, which is keep it simple, right? And don't overwhelm your end users. So that's the form. And so we're ready to roll at this point, but those requests are going to come in. And when somebody hits that submit button on that form, it's going to come into your to-do status here. And so the next question you want to ask yourself is, okay, I have the to-do in progress and done. Do I need any additional steps? And this is where you can click this plus button here, and you can go, maybe you want a review step, right? So review, just call it review. And then we're going to make that an in progress status to make it blue, right? And then we can place it wherever we want. So we're going to have to do in progress, and then I'm going to want review to happen after in progress, but before done. And feel free to add any other steps that you want. It's all up to you on what you want to do here. Now, once your workflow is correct, then you're ready. This is it. So you just simply go back to your form. You're going to open it up, grab the link, and then give it to a buddy, and then anybody in your team, because this feature is free. So anybody in your team is going to be able to essentially go to the URL and fill out the form. And so they're going to say, I need helps. They're going to say, subscribe to this amazing channel with a bunch of exclamation marks. And then your campaign type is going to be YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, especially if you're getting value out of this video. Click that submit button, and then that's it. So back over to your team, back over inside your project, inside your board, that request is going to come in. And so from here, you can now essentially move it through your workflow. And again, you can customize your workflow and do whatever you got to do. Now, that's just the basics. That's going to get you productive enough to be dangerous. And so if you need any other help, check out that link down below. I have partnered up with my good friends over at ReleaseTEAM, and this is what they dedicate themselves to. They are your expert Atlassian partner. So if you feel that still overwhelmed by all of this, and you feel like you need a little bit more hand-holding, reach out to my good friends over at ReleaseTEAM, and they're going to be more than happy to help you out. Now, if you made it this far and you haven't hit that subscribe button, also make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.